For you, the day we graced you with this podcast was the greatest day of your life. But for us, it was Tuesday.
Leisha, it's not Tuesday.
Why won't you just let me take over the world, Lewis?
Because you can't.
That's what they told Bison, too. And look what happened.
He got defeated.
You're right.
And crumbled under his building.
Anyway, I'm Alicia.
I'm Lewis.
This is We Have Questions. And I cannot apparently take over the world, according to Lewis.
You don't have a cool bison suit.
Yet. All right?
As soon as you get one, then we'll see.
I need a multi-configuration of hats that are all the exact same hat, but in different materials.
Well, then you need to get on this.
I want to cosplay as Bison, but in the velvet version. The relaxed Bison, you know?
Bison at dinner time.
The I'm gonna rape somebody in 20 minutes Bison. That's the one that I want to cosplay. The fuck is wrong with me? If you haven't gathered by that wonderful opening that I did, that I'm very proud of, let me just congratulate myself one more time. I did a good job.
Yeah.
We watched Street Fighter. I love this movie so much. This is one of those movies which is influential to me because it takes everything about an action movie, does all of them so wrong, and makes you love it somehow anyway. I don't know how they did that.
It was the one-liners.
It was, look, the theme this week is dad jokes. It absolutely is. Maybe that's why I love this movie so much, because I'm pretty prone to dad jokes. Mm-hmm. Guys, if you have dad jokes, tweet them at me. I love dad jokes. Love them. Yes, I was subscribed to r/dad jokes. Yes, I did tell them to Lewis all of the time. No, I am not ashamed of that. All right, so in opposition to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this movie opens with a worldview broadcast in, like, the right way.
Because it actually takes the reporter, actually multiple reporters,
Yeah.
because it shows them different languages in different countries of them all speaking of the same story. It's just, look, shit is going down,
Yeah.
and we have one person to blame for this, and it's not the Shredder. It's fucking Bison.
It's Bison.
Bison.
Bison. Oh my god, we love Street Fighter.
The slide, it counts us all. Psycho Crusher.
You're like mixing Zangief and Bison at the same time. It's great. Fun fact, the guy that played Zangief in this movie is also in another favorite movie of ours, which is Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk and Batman Returns.
Oh my god, he's in Batman Returns.
I'll see you later in another podcast.
And you know, he did that whole sideways thumbs up too and almost hit the mic. That's probably the best part about this whole part. Oh, Lewis. But what... Okay, so they're talking about Bison, right? Bison the Psycho Crusher.
Yes.
With this purple lightning that he's got. It's not purple in this movie.
No. You can't mess with Black Magic Hitler.
He's always Black Magic Hitler in this house.
He's got that purple drink. You don't know. You know what's up.
But Bison's trying to, like, hold the world hostage by having these refugee people.
Allied nations.
People.
Medical people.
I don't know exactly what they are. It's not really that clear what they are.
Not,
except for that Charlie's there, and that's all we really care about, is that
it's not Charlie.
Guile's friend is there.
It's Carlos Blanca.
Whatever.
Carlos Blanca.
I think that they had to change the name because Jean-Claude Van Damme couldn't say the name right. It's a personal theory.
He still said it, but he couldn't really say anything right because he has a thick Belgian accent.
I hate the casting director so much for this. I hate Capcom so much for this. Lewis, why do I hate Capcom for this?
Because Capcom actually wanted Jean-Claude Van Damme to play Guile before they even started filming everything. And their first inception of it is like, we'd like to have Jean-Claude Van Damme play Guile.
But guys...
But why?
Guile's supposed to be the most Americanist American who ever Americaned, all right?
Not more American than Captain America.
I don't think so. If Captain America is now Hydra, that means he's less American. You're welcome, Internet. Guile is now our number one American. Somebody get Jean-Claude Van Damme on the horn immediately. I've got some questions for him. But, I mean, nothing against nothing against the guy. You know, he's got a thick accent. Can't do nothing for it. Today, they probably would have been like, go to a voice coach, or he probably would have hired one, because most of the time that comes out of the actor's pocket to make sure that the accent was correct. But his accent's so thick at times that I have no clue what he says. Some of his lines, I'm like, I don't know what he says. All I know for sure is he's gonna kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard. And by that point, I'm always laughing too hard to even hear the second part of the quote.
You gotta finish it.
I can't remember it because I'm always laughing so hard at that point.
That the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it.
Yes. That's right. Fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme is so good in this movie. For as drugged out as he was, he's so good in this.
Yeah, that was kind of sad. He was drugged out, and then he had an affair with Kylie Minogue during the filming of this.
So Bison wants one thing in this movie that he's holding everybody ransom for. No, he doesn't want just world domination with your weird hand gestures and silence for some reason.
Yep.
Could have just said that. He wants $20 billion in his Swiss bank account.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So that he'll release the refugee people. I don't really understand why $20 billion is going to get him anywhere, except for now Austin Powers makes a lot of sense. $100 billion. Best part about that is we both put our pinkies to our mouths. We gotta stop doing visual jokes on an audio-based show. It's ridiculous.
We'll find a way to fix that.
So we're introduced into the world, and our repetitive character that we're following is Chun-Li, which I'm cool with, except for all the casual sexism that's just thrown her way.
Yep.
Which is just I'm not okay with.
But see, the weird part about this is, like, they're focusing as Guile and subsequently Chun-Li as, like, the main focus of the movie and of the shitty 95 animated cartoon that they had based off of this.
They had a cartoon?
They had a cartoon. They had multiple cartoons. But in the games, like, the actual thing of the games is you have Ryu and Ken as the main characters of it. Like, they're the ones kind of driving the plot. Mostly Ryu. Yeah. But they're the ones driving the story here. Why is it Guile now?
Because they had to pay the most amount of money to get Jean-Claude Van Damme to come in and do the movie. So to make it worth their money.
I guess you're right. Of course, they also have to pay a whole lot of money, too, to have Raul Julia play Bison.
That one was warranted.
That one was worth it.
I'm so down. He was so good in this movie.
Even the director had to go ahead and take a salary cut to make sure that he was able to get the cast that he wanted.
I don't think that it's appropriate that an actor should have that much pull in a shitty movie.
This is true, but this was in the height of his career as well.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wanted him because he was such a fucking huge star.
I don't agree with that. Because he's really a bad actor.
He is. I mean, he's a great action star.
No, he's really not. He's really not.
When the focus is just the action, yes. When there's, like, actual story and he has to go ahead and portray shit, no.
I honestly would have rather had, like, Jackie Chan in this.
Jackie Chan played Chun-Li in City Hunter.
That's hilarious.
He dressed up as Chun-Li.
I actually saw a picture of that earlier today.
And E. Honda.
He played both?
He did both of them.
That's hilarious.
In a weird, just random fight scene in the movie City Hunter.
But, Lewis, alright, so my main point here is that, not Guile, that's not his real name, that Jean-Claude Van Damme is a good fighter, but a good fighter is not equal to a good actor.
This is true.
He's a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Why were there so many tight shots of people's faces when they were fighting?
I don't know.
It really bothered me, the whole movie.
It's weird.
Alright, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that when we get to the climax of the movie. We'll come back to that. Alright, so we got our worldview. We got a world-building reporter intro to this movie, which was way better than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles version of it. Yeah. But we also find out that there's a main rivalry between Guile and Bison. And it's, like, put into the forefront of the movie. Yes. When Guile is calling him out over the air with Chun-Li's microphone because she wanted an interview, and he said, "Fuck you, you're a woman." Except for it's not because she's a woman, it's because she's a reporter, and that's equal opportunity, according to Kylie Minogue. Yeah. All right. That was probably...
But there is someone I would like to talk to. The Boston Bison.
The Boston Bison. You gotta go a little bit more throaty with it and less S's. You're like throwing so many S's all over the place. Lewis is throwing up S's, guys.
I know you like to watch yourself on TV. Well, hey, fucking look at this, you son of a bitch. Ah!
You can't even see really what he's doing because half of the screen is like cutting off what he's actually doing. Why?
Because it's a PG-13 movie.
That's not even offensive in the U.S. And PG-13 is only in the U.S. That rating system's only here.
I know.
That's not offensive in the U.S. If he'd been like this,
yeah.
that'd be different. Yeah, you can imagine what it was.
Just a whole bunch of this.
So he's talking to Bison, right?
Yes.
There's a little bit of a problem here.
Yeah.
How does Guile have any idea what Bison's saying? He's nowhere near the van.
Nope.
He's not hooked into their feed.
Nope.
I don't know how he is communicating back and forth because they're having a conversation for a second.
Yeah, they start actually conversing.
How?
Not a clue. Like, there's no way at all where freaking any kind of sound from Bison could be coming from. Because they don't have any fucking speakers or any shit like that around them. They just have the microphones and the cameras.
Uh-huh.
That is it.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Yeah. So we're introduced to Ken and Ryu, who are expert conmen for some reason.
That's a good point. Why are they con men?
I don't fucking...
They're supposed to be the good guys.
They're martial artists. That's it.
That's it. They don't have a life other than that.
No. That's it. Ken is like the world's martial art. Like, he is fucking the U.S. martial arts champion. Like, he has won many tournaments. And Ryu is just a wandering warrior that just goes around trying to improve himself.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't understand it.
They're fucking con man, gun runner, bullshit thing.
Who wrote this?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
They did a horrible job, though.
I don't understand what the writers were thinking at all in any part of this movie.
I don't know.
All right.
And then they are trying to run their guns to Sagat.
Yeah. Sagat doesn't listen to anyone. Not even when they say he's got cheap jokes. All right. Because we've got that really, really, really cheap joke of, I don't listen to anyone about curfews. And then curfew announcement comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad jokes. Maybe it should just be bad jokes, not dad.
Well, it's a little bit of both.
Both.
And so, freaking Ken and Ryu are getting paid for their bullshit guns, and then Sagat's like, oh yeah, we already took the guns, and here they are. Let's go ahead and...
I like my jokes. That's my Sagat voice officially.
Let's test out your guns. You're not afraid of your own weapons now, are you? Fucking Nerf guns and shit.
I hope that they made a special Nerf gun for this movie and at least made a couple dollars off of that stupid-ass joke.
Don't think they did.
Because it was really bad.
Yes, it was.
I think it's supposed to be that, like, they're gun runners and they expected people to be like, they're the bad guys, though. And then not understand at the end of the movie that they're actually the good guys, right? Because, you know, American audiences can't understand that there are complex characters in the world, especially not in action movies. God, no, we can't understand that. So, I think what they were trying to do was say, like, oh, they're not really bad, and you know that because they couldn't even sell the guns, like, for really reals. Mm-hmm. Like, they were just trying to rob them of money or something, which is apparently not as bad.
Yeah, it's okay if you're stealing from, you know, murderers and, you know, actual bad people, mafia, you know.
That's not...
That's fine.
That doesn't work.
But you can't steal from everybody else.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. They're like trying to pull the Robin Hood shit, steal from the rich and give to the poor. Still a thief. You're still a thief.
And then we get this weird jump cut to, like, the Dhalsim thing, right?
Yeah.
Am I skipping anything?
No, that's it. Like, it does. It jumps into... Well, it does the Vega Ryu almost fight where they're just standing around parading their shit.
True.
Where you have a Navajo guy playing a Spaniard. Why do you have a Navajo guy playing a Spaniard?
Why do we have a Belgian guy playing an American?
Why do we have a Puerto Rican guy playing the Thai dictator?
Why does nobody understand what countries are for characters?
Why is there a Brazilian Charlie who's supposed to be an American as well in the Air Force?
What?
Why
just
is
happened.
there an American Zangief who's supposed to be Russian?
Also, BT dubs, that is the worst Russian impression I've ever heard in my life.
Yes.
So bad.
That is stereotype Russian right there.
So bad.
All he needed was fucking vodka on him. And
But
Cossack dancing.
It's really, really fun to make fun of.
It is.
I suggest it. The next time that you guys sit down to play Street Fighter, imitate Zangief the whole game. It's great. Just quote him.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if you're playing, Chun-Li. Just quote Zangief
Just
and
quote
pretend like she
Zangief.
sounds like that.
That's it.
It's really fun. I promise. Try it. Anyway, but then we jump to this Dhalsim thing. He's a doctor of some kind. What is he a doctor of?
What is he a doctor of? Because apparently he's just Dr. Dhalsim, and his works are being manipulated and everything.
What work is being manipulated? What kind of work has he pioneered that it could be like used for good or evil in this scenario? Is it the brainwashing? Because at what point is that a good or a bad thing? That's an obviously bad thing.
Yeah.
You're taking away somebody's right to choose. Like, as a super American kind of person, that's coming off as bad no matter what kind of spin you put on it. Mm-hmm. What did he pioneer exactly?
I have no clue, but whatever it was, as soon as Bison takes over the world, he'll get them published, and that'll make him feel better.
Is it yoga? Is yoga what he pioneered?
He's not a yoga master, though.
There was no fire. There was no yoga fire happening at all in this movie, and I am thoroughly depressed about it. I feel like he should have stretched out a little bit. Just one little, like, putting his arms back behind his head and stretching because he was tired. Mm-hmm. I would have been fine. I would have been like, cool, there's the stretch. I would have laughed about it, but it would have been there. That would have been my bad joke for the movie. But no.
Nope,
I have a really big problem with this scene, though.
Yeah.
Bison has this line. Mm-hmm. This is one of those somebody has a line and Alicia hates it kind of moments. Bison has this line that's something like, my scientists will start mutating him, changing his body structure after the brain stuff is finished, after he's been brainwashed, right? And it's really clear that that's exactly what he says. Why is it the rest of the movie he is actively being manipulated, like his visual stuff, as he's being brainwashed?
Why is it as soon as he finishes that line, the loyal scientists come out with all the mutagens and shit and start hooking it up?
Can somebody explain this to me? Like, seriously, did nobody read the script?
Apparently not. They didn't have enough time.
This is one of those moments where it's literally like you could have just changed 2 words around and everything would have been fine.
Yep.
And every time I see it, that's all I can think about. Every time I see Blanca, that's all I can think of. It's such bullshit that he even says this and then turns around and immediately contradicts it.
Yes.
I really hate it. Like, how did anybody notice this? Am I just, like, super overly picky about this kind of stuff?
No, it's freaking weird that he does that. Like, where's the subtlety in all this?
There is no subtlety in this entire movie. Nothing is subtle, except for when they're keeping their plans from one another. Then they're more subtle than any movie ever. So, like, prime example of whole people should tell each other's plans, or at least let them in on the fact that they have a plan, is, like, that Chun-Li can take care of some business.
Yeah. Honda and Balrog are Chun-Li's camera people.
Yeah.
They're fucking getting ready to leave the base and shit. She says that she's gonna find out who the hell's messing with them. Nobody's messing with them. But because they're getting fucking tracking interference from their tracking device, because it's jamming up with Guile's tracking device.
Wait, just for clarity's sake, we're talking about after Guile, like, fakes his own death and is on his way to the morgue.
Yes.
Just for clarity's sake.
Yes.
Go on.
After the crazy prison break and all that shit. So she decides she's gonna dress all ninja style and everything. She changes real quick in front of them.
Yeah.
And she hops out the van, and it takes her half a day to go from exiting the van, walking across a bridge to enter a building.
Yeah.
Because it's midday when they're leaving the base and everything like that. And then it's fucking nighttime when she opens a window to enter a fucking building.
And it's clear, like, you're looking behind her because she's walking through a window, and it's nighttime.
And so it takes her that long to go ahead and just get into a building. Then she can immediately find her way downstairs and everything to the morgue where Guile is napping.
What is he doing
chilling
there,
out.
exactly?
He's fucking just laying there and such and just waiting for someone to come in.
I guess. Like, maybe he thought that Bison was going to send somebody to take his body, but that doesn't seem to fit with what we know of Bison at this point. I don't know what he's doing. And how long has he been waiting there?
Yeah, he's just fucking just chilling out there all day.
Because it took her until nightfall. We literally just established this. So how long has Guile been sitting there?
Yeah.
Well, laying there, pretending to be dead.
More than half a day.
I would be bored out of my skull.
Yeah. And so while she's interacting with him and she's like, okay, you know, I figured it out. So y'all have a homing beacon because the two guys that you went ahead and tricked, which is fucking Ryu and Ken, made to look like killed you and everything, are working for you right now. At any point right there, she could have been like, hey, I put a tracking device on that too. Let me know what's going on. We can help each other.
Right.
But no, she's just like, no, this is my revenge plot now. I'm going to tell you my revenge plot. And he's just like, it's not about your personal vendettas. It's about mine. He doesn't even know where Charlie is, if he's alive or not, or anything.
No.
But all of a sudden, he has a personal vendetta because Charlie is in the hands of Bison.
Yeah. Is it a dick measuring contest? Is that what just happened?
I guess.
I don't get it.
And she lost because she doesn't have one.
Nailed it.
That's all it was.
5 points to Lewis, right there.
And so she escapes T-Hawk and Cammy to go ahead and follow Honda and Balrog to the Thieves Market where they have American helicopters and shit like that for sale.
Yeah. When she gets captured by Bison at the end of the scene that you're talking about, we find out that she's been learning the fighting techniques of 3 continents, which is a weird line because which continents?
Yeah.
It's not like America has one. It's not like South America has one. Like a fighting style is what I mean.
No, there's countries in South America that have some.
There's no continent that has a fighting style.
Nope.
So what the hell does she mean by continent? That's really something that bothers me every time I see this movie.
Which is weird because Chun-Li is from China.
Yeah.
And she knows Wing Chun and Chinese martial arts.
Which makes sense. Sure.
But apparently she had to travel the world and learn from 3 continents.
Continents. What continents? Because if she's talking about Asia, there's a lot of different fighting styles in Asia. Mm-hmm. In a lot of different countries. In a lot of what used to be countries that are no longer countries. In a lot of countries that are now 3 different countries, for example. Like, what the hell does she mean by that?
I don't fucking know. Let's get past this because she kind of hurt my head right there.
That hurts my head. And the chick that's playing Chun-Li in this she's a pretty good martial artist.
Yes,
of her own right. She's been in several movies, TV shows, and she's great at it. So it feels like just like how she is now. It seems like she would have been the first one to be like, do you mean continents or do you mean countries?
Yeah.
Because it's a dumb line.
It's an extremely dumb line.
One of many dumb lines in this movie.
Just scratching the surface.
All right, but you're right. Let's move past this. Let's move past it. I just had that last thing to say.
Yeah, this is, once again, a part where everybody could have said all their plans. Because they get to the Thieves Market. Bison and Sagat are talking about trying to trade weapons and shit. And Ryu and Ken are there, incorporated into Sagat's gang.
Yeah.
Ken starts following Chun-Li because he thinks, she's a hot piece of ass and wants to go and try and tap that. And then Ryu gets looking captured thereafter. And then she tries to tell them, hey, we know you're working with Guile, so we're on the same side. Yet they don't say, hey, what do you need us to do? Like, what's the plan? What's going on here?
Let's collaborate a little bit.
Yeah,
Stop, collaborate, and listen, all right?
There's none of that.
Where was Vanilla Ice in this?
He wasn't fucking rapping it, or he didn't fucking make Ice Ice Baby yet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all they needed was to be fucking collaborate and listen. That's it. Because fucking, she could have been like, okay, we know you're working with Guile. Where's the tracking device? Like, what's y'all's freaking plan here? And they could have been like, hey, we just need to get this place to Bison's, and then fucking Guile will be able to come in and take care of the rest. But instead, she's like, y'all have 10 minutes to go ahead and, like, get the fuck out of here because we're gonna blow shit up. Instead of, working together to find out where Bison's shit is. So,
like anybody would who'd had a lifelong vendetta and had a plan, which you didn't want to mess up. So you would have said, hey, I've got this plan. This is what you need to do. This is how you play into this plan.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Anything. But no. Ryu and Ken finished their mission by saying, hey, look, Chun-Li and all of them were starting shit.
Listen, I just looked it up while you were talking, while I was adamantly ignoring everything that you were saying.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Ice Ice Baby came out 3 years before this movie. So this movie...
So then fucking, yeah, they could have had some fucking Vanilla Ice where they were like, stop, collaborate and listen.
That's literally all they needed.
But no, they didn't want to listen to Vanilla Ice. So Ryu and Ken finally get to Bison's base.
Yes.
So Guile now knows its exact location.
Yes.
Chun-Li, Honda, and Balrog are pissed at Ryu and Ken now. Because nobody wanted to say, hey, we need to get this to Bison's place.
So we better blame the other people.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of ourselves. Or take responsibility for things that have happened.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. Because of that, now Ryu and Ken are just like, look, we finally got where we needed to be. Let's fucking break these guys out because we're all on the same side here. But no, because those few minutes, whatever, fucking have passed, and they had to go ahead and say, like, look, these are the ones that started shit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're the bad guys, and they're hypnotized into fucking loving Bison and everything like that. Because as soon as Ryu and Ken go to free Balrog and Honda, they're already breaking out of their fucking chains and shit, and they're just like, Hail 10 Bison, these guys are fanatics, and fucking trying to choke them out.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It really doesn't make any sense.
As soon as they saw him popped in, they were like, oh shit, what's up, y'all? That's all they had to say.
It doesn't make any
but
sense
no,
at all.
they immediately just want to try and fucking take him down.
Because they're wearing the clothing, maybe? It's not like they went in there and they were like, Hail Satan, I mean, Hail Bison.
Yeah, no.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
But,
But, okay, so that becomes the theme for the next, like, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Like, let's take down the base. We might as well just call it that. But before we take down that base, hold on a minute, because Guile really needs to watch this tape while they're traveling.
Who the fuck filmed this tape where he was out on a double date with Charlie?
That's a good question.
And it's a good fucking thing that stealth boats have fucking VCRs built into them so he can watch this shit.
Yeah, and it's also a really good thing that Cammy and T-Hawk, who are in the cab of the stealth thing, don't have a problem with watching this.
You know, instead of maybe paying attention to the fucking mission that you're on.
Yeah, is it on autopilot? Who's piloting the damn thing while he is sitting there daydreaming about his best buddy in the whole world? Question, though. Who was on the double date? Was it Guile and Charlie that were on the date, and then the two girls were on their own date? Because that was a little bit more than a bromance for me.
That was more than a bromance in this movie.
We need to stop calling everybody gay.
No, fucking Guile was slowing down time looking at Charlie right there.
Yeah,
in the film, he was just like...
And in the early 90s, that means that they were in love.
Mm-hmm. So that was that weird shit. Instead of Charlie fucking, Guile just going home and be a family man like he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's his fucking tagline in fucking Street Fighter 2. Every time he beats somebody, he tells him, go home and be a family man.
Yeah. All right, but seriously, though. And also, where was he keeping that? Where was he keeping the tape?
No, like, why the hell does he have that tape with him?
Why couldn't we just have, like, a daydreamy moment, you know? Like, very
just
90s moment.
Fucking flashback.
And then just a flashback. I'm cool with it. I'm totally cool with that. No.
Nope.
No.
We don't get none of that.
No. We don't get no satisfaction. But you know who does get satisfaction?
Who?
That bison trooper dude that's watching Dhalsim. That's who.
Why is there a fat bison trooper?
Why is he looking at porn?
Why is he looking at porn instead of paying attention to the shit he's supposed to be paying attention? Like, Dhalsim not fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Or all the other fucking scientists making sure everything's going right. But he's the only fucking bison trooper that is not wearing a fucking helmet and is fucking completely overweight.
I don't understand. How do you get to that level? Wait, speaking of levels, can we just talk for a minute about Guile's rank? He's got like this disappearing, reappearing stripe situation going on.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to be? Like, what is his rank supposed to be?
He's a captain. He's a captain in the Air Force.
Why is he a colonel in this?
I don't know. They decided to make him a higher rank for reasons.
Maybe so that they can have that, like, weird speech thing, because then he's the highest ranking field officer.
I guess, but,
So he can go and kick that son of a bitch. Okay, I want to do it again.
Because he's got to get in this bolt. He's got to go up reefer.
Your accent's great.
But we can all go home.
We can all go home. Oh my god. I don't understand it.
I don't fucking know.
I don't understand it.
I'm guessing that's all it was, is to make him a field officer.
I guess that's... Well, I mean, he was a field officer either way, but he answered to somebody.
Yeah.
That's very much not the American way, apparently.
But he does. Like, he does answer to people. Like, that's the thing. Even, like, I believe Charlie outranks him.
Probably.
In the games.
I don't have a clue.
Charlie is the one that fucking taught him the fucking fighting style, throwing fucking sonic booms and shit.
Look, you remember in Pokemon, Lieutenant Surge?
Yeah.
And everybody jokes that he's Guile,
yeah.
right? What if that old dude that you have to fight before you get to Lieutenant Surge?
Let's say Lieutenant Surge was the CEO?
Yes. What if that was Charlie?
That was Charlie in the day. Oh, Lieutenant Surge, yeah, he was my CEO.
It's my dream come true right now that we just linked Pokemon to Street Fighter.
Yeah, I'll see why not. And but the way the games and everything, like the actual canon is Captain Guile and Chun-Li, Interpol agent Chun-Li, work together to take down Shadaloo, the organization run by Bison, not Shadaloo, a country
being overrun by Bison.
Overrun by fucking General M. Bison. There's no Shadaloo City, Shadaloo.
No, doesn't.
That's not a thing. Shadaloo is his organization.
I don't know. The writers were on as many drugs as the actors were, apparently.
I guess.
If you guys don't know, there's a lot of really hilarious stories and kind of sad stories about this movie behind the scenes. There was a lot of drug use.
Lots of it. God damn it.
Most of it by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Most of it done by Jean-Claude Van Damme. And so fucking Fat Bison Trooper decides he's gonna look at porn and shit until he finds out that Dhalsim is putting in, I have a dream speeches and little kids running around in Blanca's head so he can think of good things too.
Yeah.
And so he goes to stop him, throws him off the computer. He gets hit in the back of the head by a fire extinguisher, does horrible overacting by fucking throwing up his hands and going, ugh, and running into a fuse box.
Can we just talk about how bad of a joke it is to have Dhalsim wielding a fire extinguisher?
This is true.
I just made that connection. I've seen this movie 20 times and I just made that connection.
And then again, he tries to choke out Dhalsim because he thinks he's smart. Let's see how smart you are when you're not breathing.
That's my favorite line in this movie right there. It's the best.
And then it cuts back to Guile, who's now deciding to go into stealth mode to finish going upriver to attack.
They don't really look like they went into stealth mode. They look like they went into plaid.
They went plaid because they had to put down the fucking face shields and everything and jerk back real quick.
They're
with the lighting
jerking back
effects.
for no reason. What? Is he going faster or what's going on here?
And then as soon as it was done, they went ahead and put the fucking face shields back up. What's the point of the fucking face shield? Why weren't they in stealth mode the entire time? As soon as they finished leaving the base, they could have fucking gone into stealth mode.
I don't know.
Because it was a long fucking process to go ahead and do it in the first place.
Yeah, it was a whole 10-second experience. It was way too long and not... It totally took away from the action of the scene, the suspense of the scene.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it. It's gross and I don't like it. But, alright, so... Throughout the course of the movie, the parts that we're skipping over is we saw the inside of the base. We got to know Zangief a little bit. Mm-hmm. Chun-Li finally revealed that she's able to fight and then loses Bison at the last second because of an interruption. Because
Balrog and Honda and Ryu and Ken all bust in. They're like, we're coming to save you. Instead of her saying, look, I can handle my own. I'm going to be alone with him. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to kick his ass and get my revenge.
Yeah.
No. They stop her in the middle of her attack, and so he takes off, and she's like, no!
And then gas.
And then they all get knockout gassed.
I don't see the point of it, other than to, add suspense to an already suspenseful moment.
To have the creepy Bison face at the end, where he's like, ah!
He's really good at that. Raul Julia is really good at that face. So then we get to the climax of the movie. Mm-hmm. And none of it makes any sense.
No.
It's going to be one-on-one combat, gentlemen to kill each other.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's not, because his army's attacking each other.
It doesn't make any sense, all right, is what I'm trying to say. The whole part of it, none of this climax makes any sense. Wait, before we go any further, we need to talk about the Sagat thing, all right? When Guile is revealed to Bison, and he's like...
I'm the Repo Man, and your ass is 3 months overdue.
He says 6 months.
Oh, 6 months overdue, that's right. Your ass is 6 months overdue.
Oh my god, best.
Guile's alive?
Of course he is. Guess you didn't see that. It's such a stupid line. And I love it so much. I love it. I love it so much. But like, let's just casually insult people for having like only one eye or something. Yeah, that's fine.
Sexism, that's what it was.
Sexism was something else. Okay,
Sexism to Chun-Li.
Once we go from, the casual making fun of people with disabilities thing, let's just move right on into sexism that's all throughout this entire fucking movie.
And mostly focused on Chun-Li.
Almost all of it, yeah. And she just like laughs it off like that's what you're supposed to do or something. I don't feel okay with that, like, at all.
I know women, and you are harmless. Oh my god, she's kicking my ass!
Yeah, casual misogyny. Let's just laugh, guys. That's fine.
And he's like fucking like perving and shit and everything. As soon as they capture her, he's looking her up and down. I was like, take the reporter to my chambers, or I'm going to rape her. I mean, give her an interview.
Yeah.
Interview meaning my penis.
Ew.
I mean, penis.
Oh my god.
He straight up is just ready to rape her.
Look,
that's all it is.
Guile does the exact same thing at the end.
He does.
He says it's almost exactly the same lines and everything, and she's just like, ah, ha, 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 ha. What is with the writers of this? What is it?
Apparently, they just like to see Chun-Li getting raped.
I don't think that's okay.
That's not okay.
I don't think
that's not okay at all. I don't give a shit.
But like, so we got to. Oh man, I don't even know how to get away from that. Like, how do we get away from that? Explosions start happening
because buildings finally being blown up. The Repo Man's come to take ahead and get his ass. Yeah. 6 months overdue.
Obviously.
And then freaking everybody's starting to fight. And so we go back to fucking previous matches that happened. Ryu's fighting Vega again. Ken has now stepped in to go and help out Ryu and fight Sagat, so it's not being a double team.
Yeah.
You see a few fucking moves happen because Ryu does a Hadouken, then he does fucking Tatsumaki Senpuken. Vega does a couple rolling sabats and everything. Like, they're actually pulling moves from the game. Which so is cool.
The only time that you actually see it through the whole movie.
Yeah, and then fucking Guile does a couple flash kicks too when he's fighting Bison.
That was the thing that we were going to come back to. When everybody's fighting,
yeah,
there's like these unnecessary close-ups on people's faces rather than focusing on like what they're actually doing in the fight. But this particular scene is the exclusion from that, the exception to the rule. Because these people actually know how to fight.
Yeah.
So when they're doing their moves, they're doing them well and they're fully executing them, and we're seeing the whole thing. Yes. The rest of the time, like when Guile is fighting, Jean-Claude Van Damme is supposed to be like the #1 action star of the time, right?
Yes.
But we get these amazing close-ups on his face for no reason, rather than seeing him actually punch people.
Yes.
I disagree with the director's choices.
I do too, because that's fucking horrible.
I don't want to see his face. I want to see his fist punching somebody. Like
knocking out Bison troopers with his American flag tattoo when he uppercuts Bison at the beginning and goes and flexes for no reason.
I'm gonna get that tattoo.
And we get that fucking zoom in. No, you're not. We get that weird zoom in just for that.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to fucking explosions and shit.
Also, Kylie Minogue is wearing pants in this.
Kylie Minogue is wearing pants. If she's playing Cammy don't wear pants.
Cammy don't wear no pants.
Cammy don't need pants.
Cammy don't play that game.
She needs to show off that butt.
That butt.
No booty butt.
That booty butt.
That's what Cammy does. She wears a beret and shows off the booty butt.
That's literally it. She's a glass cannon. That's it. That's all she does.
Yeah, and she said thrust kick when she kicked somebody.
Did she really?
Yes.
Was it a thrust kick?
It was a thrust kick.
Okay.
But it wasn't a move that Cammy actually does. So
Oh,
it's just
well.
like, whatever.
Whatever. At least she had something right.
She did a fucking hooligan combination because she jumped up on somebody's head and fucking snapped their neck and flipped him over.
Flipped him over. Yeah, that was a great scene, actually, that
Like,
particular one.
She did some shit.
Like, the fighting choreography seemed like it was, like, very hit or miss. Either they performed something and they did it excellently and it was great. Or they just did this awkward zoom in on people's faces rather than showing the fight.
It's because they didn't have the time to train everybody like they wanted to. Initially, the stunt choreographer guy was like, all right, look, I need fucking like days and everything to go ahead and get these people ready since we know Raul Julia is kind of feeling off. Like, we're not going to be able to go ahead and get all these kind of, you know, heavy scenes done right away. So that gives me time to go ahead and train them so we can do some of the talking sequences and everything first.
Right.
But because his health was kind of wavering at the time, they were just like, okay, so apparently we need to film these scenes right now. So he pretty much had to train everybody what they were going to do hours before they started filming it.
And everybody was drugged out.
Yeah.
That's
so
terrible.
it didn't really help out at all.
That's terrible.
They had no preparation time. Nobody was ready for this shit. It made it a complete clusterfuck. That's why every fight scene was hit and miss.
That's not fair.
It's not fair
to the movie. You know what I mean? Like, to the art form of movies.
Yeah, and it's because Capcom itself too was having like, we need this fucking by Christmas deadline. Like, it's gonna happen.
I hate it when they do like these obscene deadlines. That's how we get Sonic 06, for Christ's sake.
Exactly. Or Sonic Boom.
Ugh, don't even talk to me about Sonic Boom. We're talking about Rise of Lyric exclusively, the one on the Wii U, which was the terrible version of it. Well, I mean, they were all terrible, but the worst one was on Wii U. Anyway.
And so now everybody's fighting everybody. Fucking Guile's telling everybody to go rescue hostages and fight, Bison troopers. Bison's like, troopers, fight everybody. Whatever, I'm gonna fight Guile now. And this is what I've been waiting for since the beginning.
Yeah.
DJ went ahead and left because he was a bad guy for some reason who had great computer skills.
They just needed him in the movie. They just needed the token black guy. That's really what it is.
All it was.
And I really hate them for it.
They had Balrog.
Where?
He was the cameraman.
Duh. I forgot that he was black.
Which Balrog should have been the evil henchman guy, because that's what he is. He's an evil henchman guy. Because even in the games, like, his boxing style is unorthodox. Because he will straight up fucking grab people and hold them and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Like, he's an unorthodox boxer. He's fucking fighting against the rules right there. He's breaking rules. But no, they have fucking DJ, the carefree fucking Rastafarian Jamaican guy who's a fucking DJ, being the bad guy.
I don't agree with anything that was written for this movie. I really don't. But regardless, we got Zangief.
Let's
look at the positives here.
And
we got Zangief.
Zangief did good.
He was great.
He was great.
He was like a thoughtless character. Like, he did not give a shit. He believed in something, and he believed it 100%.
Mm-hmm. Then what? Sorry.
He didn't even get paid for his work for Bison. We find that out because he's all, you got paid? Best delivery of a line in that movie. Rutcher.
Mm-hmm.
No, second best.
And Bison is a bad guy?
But then, so once Zangief goes through this existentialist moment of realizing that he's been working for the bad guy all along, he helps the people leave because he realizes, okay, I've been doing something bad, let me fix it. Fine. Best character development in the movie. Not only do we know now that Zangief fights bears on the reg, now we also know he can fight doors. That's what we learned from this movie.
Howdy, this way.
Oh my god. I don't...
So yeah, this character, the actor, I'm sorry, Andrew Brynjarski, he was also in Hudson Hawk, which is another great movie, which is on the watch list. And he was also in Batman Returns as fucking Christopher Walken's son.
Yeah,
Chip.
we're going to come back to that movie when it's Christmas time, because that is one of our Christmas movies. We have like a 12 Days of Christmas thing that we do every year, and that's one of them. And we're going to do that one.
Yeah.
Because that movie's great.
Dad, like he's even trying to sound just like Christopher Walken. It's fucking great.
He's so good in that movie.
But Hudson Hawk will throw on here one day.
Yeah, we're probably going to have a
One day
guest for
soon.
that one.
We might. But yeah, he's also in that as just like pretty much a big idiot. And he plays more of an idiot there than he does here as Zangief. Which is, it's hilarious though, because he kind of just plays it off perfectly.
Yeah. And he's totally, like, most actors, you can see them being self-conscious about it. This guy, nothing.
No.
He's just like, yep, this is what I'm playing.
This is
I
awesome.
Totally respect him for it. Absolutely. Is that it? Do we have more to talk about?
Oh, going back before freaking the full climax when Bison finds out it's Guile and everything, and he starts trying to shoot fucking proximity mines. You can't shoot proximity mines. Proximity mines go off at a proximity.
Yeah.
Bison is fucking playing on arcade cabinet joystick of Street Fighter. Like, that is exactly, they pulled it off an arcade cabinet and put it on his little floating desk and everything.
Lewis, there's a problem with this scene. He starts out with EX moves.
Alicia, you can't have EX moves if you don't have a bar.
You have to build the meter.
He's fucking just pressing buttons, Alicia. He's pressing buttons.
Pressing goddamn buttons.
Because he's just slapping them down like that, like he's trying to play Zangief and fucking do some spinning lariats and everything. That's not how that works.
He's trying to do the slide. That's what he's trying to do.
That's not how you do the slide.
That's not how you do it.
It's a charge move. You hold back 2 seconds and go forward and kick.
Is that how you do it?
That's how you do it.
I actually don't even know because I don't like Zangief.
Fucking no, it's fucking Bison.
I mean Bison. I don't like Bison to play as Bison.
The slide counters all.
It does counter all. But he's just pressing buttons.
He's just fucking pressing buttons. It's horrible.
I don't appreciate it.
And then when fucking Guile comes into the fucking lab and finds Blanca, he says Charlie. How the fuck does he know that it's actually Charlie?
Yeah.
It could have just been some random guy.
I don't think he looks hardly anything like the actor because of the way that the eyebrows are.
Plus, it's a completely different actor.
Is it really?
It's a different actor.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Really?
Yes.
How does he know it's him?
No fucking clue. Not a clue.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, they all finally escape, and we're jumping back to the end. They all finally escape because Zangief can fight blast doors away.
Of course.
And then they fucking let it go at the last second. Oh, run last second away from the explosion. Everything blows up and shit.
Yeah, let's just destroy hundreds of year old pieces of architecture.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to do.
For reasons.
And then Guile kind of makes his way out of the smoke and everything.
Yeah.
And leaves Dhalsim and Blanca there because they're just like, I don't want to go. And Dhalsim's like, I'll stay with him.
Does that mean that they exploded?
I don't know. I guess.
Huh.
I don't fucking know. It's never fully explained.
DJ and Sagat escape together, and then they find out that they have fake money, which is hilarious. Mm-hmm. Well, they have real money, but it's Bibson dollars, and that's not real money.
Bibson dollars is not real money because Bibson didn't take away fucking the Queen to go ahead and get them converted for equaling 5 British pounds.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking incompleted plans and shit.
Like, he had all these plans and fail-safes ready, but he didn't implement them at all. He was like waiting to go ahead and do them one by one.
That doesn't work like that. It's an ineffective ruler. I would have been a very effective ruler if you would just let me take over the world like I've been telling you I wanted to do for years.
You need a lair and you need a costume.
Why do I need a costume?
Because how else are you supposed to strike fear into people's hearts?
But Kike, spandex bunches.
I never said it had to be spandex, now did I? And so Bison's hideout is fucking destroyed. All the heroes stand outside in freaking glory and shit. They see that final explosion, watch it crumble over itself, and then they all do their fucking ending poses, except Officer Sawada, who is not a real character.
Why did he have him there then?
Because they couldn't get someone to play Fei Long, because Fei Long looks like Bruce Lee's, modeled after Bruce Lee, and the Lee family would not let his likenesses be used.
That's gay.
Yeah. Also, there was also talks that I saw that the director and people thought that that character was too generic. And I was like, you are bullshit, sir. You are full of bullshit.
Why are you pointing at me?
Not you. I'm talking to the director.
You're saying you and pointing at me. What am I supposed to say? Butthead. We're not being very funny in this episode.
Yes, we have.
For you, the most important.
You've been very funny.
Okay.
Speaking of funny things, Alicia, what is your favorite line in this movie?
My favorite line in this movie is, you already said it. My favorite line is when Dhalsim is fighting against the fat bison dude, the fat bison guard guy, and the fat bison guard guy, like, starts choking Dhalsim, and he says, "You think you're smart, huh? Let's see how smart you are when you aren't breathing." It's the best.
That's ridiculous.
It's such a stupid line, and I love stupid lines. Also, I have a secondary one that I just want to point out because it's really hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this character, this voiceover lady that's going on in the background through the whole. Every time we were in Bison's lair, she's going on in the background. It's really annoying.
Bison just has his own personal PA. That's what it is.
That's what it is. And she's like, she says everything in like this really bland way, but when Guile's boat gets blown up by the not proximity mines, she goes, "The intruder has been destroyed." She says it like somebody killed her puppy. Like, it's the saddest you ever hear in the whole movie. Like, she's just, oh, guys. I'm a big sucker for like how a line is delivered, especially when it's a ridiculous line. If it's a ridiculous line, it's delivered in a ridiculous way, I'm all about it.
Especially like that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Louis, how about yours?
My favorite line is when Bison is talking to his little architect guy, doing his model of how his city is supposed to look, and looks like the fucking Shadaloo symbol on his hat.
Sure.
He hears on the news that Guile has been killed, and so DJ's like, "Oh man, that's great news. Congratulations." That fucking horrible Jamaican
It's so
accent
bad.
shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I mourn this. And they're like, all right, whatever. And he's like, he's talking about how he just hoped to go ahead and fight Guile on the stage. I was hoping to face Guile personally on the battlefield, one gentleman warrior to another, in respectful combat. Then I would snap his spine. The road not taken. But why do they call me a warlord? And mad? All I want to do is create the perfect genetic soldier. Not for evil, not for conquest, but for good. Carlos Blanco will be the first of many. They shall march out of my laboratory and sweep away every adversary, every creed, every nation, until the very planet is in the loving grip of the Pax Bisonica. And then peace will reign, and the world and all humanity shall bow to me in humble gratitude. And then you hear Zangief at the end. That was beautiful.
Look, can we just point out for a second how much like Dr. Doom he is right there?
Yes, it is extremely like
It's
Dr. Doom
almost
right there.
identical to Dr. Doom's. His main arc is just to be, he just wants to care for the world. Like,
he loves the world so much that he needs to take over it.
yeah, and that's fine. And it wasn't there this huge like Black Panther arc that he was looked at by the Panther God and looked into his future, and the most peaceful version of the future was that if Dr. Doom took over, it would actually have peace.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have happened with Bison, but it's crazy that works for Dr. Doom like that. Mm-hmm. That's right. I know comics. I know things.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't get it. You can stop posing now.
Posing intensifies.
Bison's fortress has been destroyed. You can stop posing.
Alright. I've destroyed Bison. Now bow to me. I mean, just give me money.
Just give me some money.
I just want a little bit of money so I can pay my bills.
You know how Zangief was able to hold the blast doors?
How?
Though? He had the power of muscle spirit.
I don't know what that means. He had the power of muscle milk I would get, but what's muscle spirit?
That's his philosophy about how he's so strong, is that he has muscle spirit. Muscle spirit!
You know, when you flex like that. I mean... Guys, he's blushing. I can see him blushing.
Also, another fun fact about this movie the AN Forces little radio DJ, he was actually portrayed by Adrian Cronauer, the guy that Robin Williams portrayed in Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh my god.
That's why he started his freaking show with Good Morning Shadaloo.
You just went like super white boy right then.
That's how he is.
I'm impressed by your vocal range right now. Actually, Good Morning Vietnam is on the watch list. That's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
It's a great comedic, serious movie. Seriously comedic movie.
Seriously comedic.
It's great. It's a great movie. Lewis only saw Good Morning Vietnam just recently for the first time.
Yeah.
It was great. I saw it was a kid. It's one of my mom's favorite movies, and I was forced to watch it on multiple occasions. When I was too young to appreciate it. Now that I'm older and I appreciate it, I'm like, cool, this is a great movie. Like, I can understand why she wanted to watch it a couple times, but... I mean, I was like 10. You can't watch that movie when you're 10. You're like, everything is lost on you in that movie. Especially the sexual tension. Anyway, we're not going to go down that road.
We've had too much of it here.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, Jean-Claude Van Damme turned down the role of Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Thank God.
To play Guile.
I don't know which one's worse. TBH.
So yeah, there we go.
All
so,
right.
Once again, let us know what you thought of this movie. Please tell us on all our social media. It's at Questions We Have, because we have questions already taken by some asshole.
Yeah, one of them is some lady in Mexico or Brazil. I don't remember which one.
Apparently
and she doesn't even tweet in English. So I'm like, why do you have it in English? I'm mad about it.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Also, if you Google us, we don't come up. I'm mad about it too.
That's weird.
Anyway, we're on Twitter. You should check us out. Also, reminder, we are changing our archive for past episodes. New episodes are staying on SoundCloud. So if you listen on SoundCloud, you're the only ones that are going to be affected. If you're listening on any other site, don't worry about it. You don't have anything to worry about. Also, last thing, we are making format changes. We're going to be choosing our movies based on what has influenced us. And at some point during the course of the conversation, we'll be talking about like how it influenced us. For example, today I talked about it. Just as a sample, we're going to slowly integrate that so that you guys aren't suddenly like, what the hell are you people talking about? Because I know that's what you think about. Yeah. That's what I think about when I listen to other podcasts. Next week, Lewis, what are we watching?
We're watching The Exorcist.
We're watching The Exorcist with green pea soup being puked out of little girls' mouths.
Selma Blair.
It's going to be great. My super ultra bestie is going to come on, and we're going to talk about The Exorcist. It's going to be great. Mm-hmm. She's like totally into ghosty stuff. It's great. How do we want to end this? Do we want to...
Game over!